China, a landmass that leaves the entire world in awe. China holds a universe of majestic and mysterious mountains so extraordinary that sometimes, with just a single glance, people feel as though they are standing before a world that has stepped straight out of mythology. Across that same vast stretch of land, you can take in snow-covered highlands chilled to the bone, cross immense deserts filled with wind and sand, and then suddenly find yourself in fertile plains, mighty rivers, and glittering megacities that look as if they came from the future. Every journey brings a change in scenery, as though hundreds of different worlds exist together beneath one sky. But what makes China so captivating is not only the sheer scale of its natural landscape, but also the scale of its people and the nearly endless depth of its culture. Across this territory, stretching throughout East Asia, more than 1 billion people, along with many ethnic communities, languages, customs, and historical memories, live side by side and intersect to create a country unlike any other. Because of its enormous size, China spans 5 different geographic time zones, yet it uses only one unified time zone across the entire country. Because of that, in places like Tibet and Xinjiang, the sun may not rise until after 10 a.m. And alongside those 1,000-year-old legacies, there are also high-speed rail lines racing through the mountains, tech cities bursting with light, and ambitions for development that keep reaching higher into the sky. Welcome to China. Now let us explore together the most extraordinary and iconic things this country has to offer. Fanjingshan, the sacred mountain, where Maitreya Buddha awakened. Located in Guizhou province, Fanjingshan rises more than 8,200 feet above sea level and has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Biosphere Reserve. The landscape here was shaped through hundreds of millions of years of geological formation, creating 2 massive rock formations that rise almost straight up, looking like a gigantic pillar holding up the sky. On the 2 smaller rocky summits, 2 ancient temples face one another, connected by a narrow bridge, creating a fragile impression within the vast space between heaven and earth. Those are the old Golden Summit Temple and the new Golden Summit Temple, 2 spiritual architectural works so beautiful they seem unreal, as if they were placed here not by human hands, but by the will of a higher power. The 2 ancient temples on the summit are believed to be places of worship for Maitreya Buddha, a symbol of the future and enlightenment. When clouds roll through the gaps in the rocks, the entire scene turns into a surreal painting where earth and sky seem to become one. To reach the summit, visitors must climb more than 8,000 steps through dense, old-growth forest, where fog hangs almost year-round. The damp, cold air makes every step slower, but that is exactly what creates the feeling of a spiritual journey, where each step feels like a separation from the noisy world below. What makes Fanjingshan special is not only its height or its beauty, but the rare sense of deep stillness it holds. There are no sounds of the city here, only wind moving past the cliffs and the echo of temple bells across the vast open space. In the middle of an ocean of white clouds, human beings feel small, and it is precisely that smallness that makes the experience more unforgettable than almost any other destination. Jiuzhaigou, a paradise on earth. Jiuzhaigou has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its rare ecological and scenic value. Hidden deep in the mountains of southwestern China, Jiuzhaigou is a valley famous for its system of lakes whose colors change with the light and the depth. The water here is so clear that you can see ancient tree trunks resting beneath the surface, as if time had stood still hundreds of years ago. Behind that dreamlike beauty is a romantic Tibetan legend about the goddess Simo and the god Dago. The story says that in a moment of carelessness, while resisting evil spirits, the goddess dropped the mirror made of wind and clouds that her lover had given her, causing it to shatter into 108 pieces, which became 108 sparkling blue lakes like sacred mirror fragments scattered throughout the valley. In the fall, the red and gold leaves reflect on the water, making the entire valley look like a living oil painting. When winter arrives, the entire forest and its lakes are covered in a thick blanket of snow, creating a pure white landscape. Jiuzhaigou is also famous for its multi-tiered waterfalls stretching across rock faces, where the water splits into hundreds of soft white ribbons. The sound of the flowing water creates a natural rhythm that makes the scenery feel alive, while still preserving its sense of peace. The name Jiuzhaigou comes from the 9 Tibetan villages that have existed in this area for centuries. The local culture adds to its distinctive identity, where nature and people exist together in a rare kind of balance. Many visitors describe the experience here as stepping into another world, where colors seem brighter and the air feels purer than usual. A place where simply standing still and looking around is enough for people to feel the planet's original beauty. Rhesus monkeys, the saviors of human health. Do you know what the cost of every vaccine you receive really is? It is the sacrifice of Rhesus monkeys, which are commonly found in southern China. They have fur that is golden brown, grayish-brown, or slightly sandy in color, with a lighter colored belly. Their faces are almost hairless and usually have a pink or light red tone, especially in adults. Their tails are fairly short to medium compared to their bodies, not long like many other monkeys that live in trees. Rhesus monkeys mainly eat plants, with a diet that includes grasses, seeds, roots, fruit, herbs, and grains. In particular, they are highly adaptable and can thrive in many different habitats and climates. Because they share 94% of their genes with humans, they have become research subjects in the development of medicines, vaccines, and many other treatments. In laboratories, they are injected with unfinished vaccines in order to collect data. To save humanity, countless monkeys have had to lose their lives. What is important to note is that rhesus monkeys are not a species that reproduces quickly. They usually give birth to only one baby at a time. Their pregnancies last for many months, and it takes a long time for them to reach maturity. Meanwhile, demand for medical research has risen sharply during many periods. In particular, when the pandemic broke out in 2019, the entire world faced a shortage of lab monkeys. Today, when people talk about medical achievements, they often think of scientists, doctors, modern laboratories, or advanced technology. But alongside them, there have also been living creatures that quietly played a role in that journey. They cannot speak, they cannot choose their fate, yet they have become part of humanity's fight against disease. This story is not meant to create fear, but to remind us to look again at the side of modern science that is discussed less often, where every achievement sometimes also comes with major questions about ethics, responsibility, and compassion. Please comment "Thank you" to honor these silent heroes. Huangshan Mountain, the most extraordinary mountain under heaven. In Anhui Province, there stands a mountain range formed over hundreds of millions of years, where sharp stone peaks rise above a sea of clouds like isolated islands in the sky. Huangshan has long become a symbol of classical Eastern scenery, appearing in paintings, poetry, and philosophy. What gives this place its special appeal is not only its height or scale, but the harmonious combination of rock, trees, and clouds, three elements that create a rare natural composition. During the Qin dynasty, Huangshan was once known by another name. By the middle of the 8th century, it was renamed Huangshan by imperial decree. Huangshan translates to Yellow Mountain. However, this name does not come from the mountain's actual color, because no mountain is truly yellow. According to legend, an emperor once ascended to heaven from the summit of this majestic mountain. Another legend says that emperors once came to the mountain to cultivate their minds and make an elixir of immortality. The word Huang here is also the color associated with royalty. Huangshan's terrain was shaped by the uplift of the Earth's crust and millions of years of weathering. Granite rock masses were gradually worn down by wind and water, forming stone pillars, sheer cliffs, and sharp peaks that look almost sculpted. Many peaks are named after their natural shapes, reflecting how people have observed and imagined nature across generations. One of Huangshan's most remarkable features is the Sea of Clouds. When moist air moves through the deep valleys, clouds gather and cover the lower parts of the range, making the high peaks stand out as if floating on a white ocean. This view changes constantly with the weather, creating a different experience at every moment. Ancient pine trees growing on rocky cliffs with almost no deep soil are proof of how plants adapt to harsh conditions. Their roots wind into small cracks in the rock, helping them survive strong winds and low temperatures. Huangshan was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site because of its long-standing geological and cultural value. It shows how nature shaped artistic inspiration and philosophical thought throughout East Asian history. The Zigong Lantern Festival, the largest lantern festival in the world. When night falls over the city of Zigong, thousands of giant lanterns light up all at once, turning the entire area into a dazzling world of light. The Zigong Lantern Festival has a history of more than 1,000 years, originating from traditions of praying for good luck and prosperity during the new year. Over time, the festival has grown larger and larger, with lantern displays of enormous size that can be as tall as multi-story buildings. Artisans use silk, bamboo, and steel to create giant, illuminated works of remarkable detail, depicting dragons, phoenixes, flowers, birds, animals, along with familiar figures and folk legends from Chinese culture. Many lantern structures can stretch for dozens of feet and are lit by thousands of tiny bulbs. What makes the festival unique is the combination of traditional art and modern technology. LED lighting systems create moving effects, making glowing dragons appear as if they are flying through the air. More than just a cultural event, the festival also reflects the long history of lantern making in the Sichuan region. Across generations, lantern-making skills have been passed down as part of an intangible cultural heritage. One night in Zigong feels like stepping into a colorful dream, where light retells ancient stories in the most vivid way. Today, the Zigong Lantern Festival is not only a famous cultural event within China, but has also become a distinctive destination that attracts large numbers of international visitors every year. More importantly, the festival's strong growth helps preserve and carry forward a long-standing craft, where traditional lantern-making techniques are still protected while continuing to evolve in harmony with modern technology, bringing new life to a very special cultural heritage. (1,300-year-old Fenghuang Ancient Town, beautiful like a fairyland in the human world. Fenghuang Ancient Town is an old riverside town tucked along the gentle Tuo River, where centuries-old wooden houses reflect on the still surface of the water. Built during the Qing dynasty, this town has existed for more than 1,300 years, surviving wars, historical upheavals, and the rise and fall of many dynasties, yet it has still preserved its ancient layout almost intact. Narrow stone-paved lanes wind through each neighborhood, leading to graceful arched stone bridges that connect both sides of the river, creating a scene that feels as if it has stepped out of an old ink-wash painting. What makes Fenghuang Ancient Town especially distinctive is its wooden stilt houses built right along the water's edge, reflecting the traditional architecture of the Miao and Tujia people. When night falls, the entire place seems to enter another world, where the whole town lights up at once. The lights shimmer across the calm river, forming glowing bands of color that ripple with the water, making the scene feel dreamlike and almost unreal. In that soft, golden red glow, every detail of the old architecture becomes even clearer, from the wooden houses mirrored along the riverbank to the gently curved little bridges crossing the water, then the graceful dances that stir the heart on the boats, all blending into an atmosphere that is at once poetic and quiet, yet also makes it feel as though one has wandered into a historical drama slowly unfolding in real life. This is not only a tourist destination, but also a true living space for the local community, where traditional culture continues through clothing, festivals, and daily life. Small boats drift slowly along the river, carrying a rare sense of peace in this high-speed age. Fenghuang Ancient Town brings the feeling of stepping into a fairy tale, where every detail carries a gentle and profound beauty. A place where, by simply slowing down, one can clearly feel the breath of history all around. Tibetans, a people who evolved to live at deadly altitudes. At an elevation of more than 13,100 feet above sea level, where the air is so thin that many people feel dizzy after just a few steps, there still exists a community that has adapted to this harsh environment over thousands of years. Tibetans live on the Tibetan Plateau, one of the highest regions on Earth, where natural conditions push the limits of human survival. Their bodies have distinctive biological traits, including larger lung capacity and the ability to absorb oxygen more efficiently than people who live at lower elevations. This allows them to move and work in conditions that would take many others days to adjust to. The lives of Tibetans are closely tied to vast natural landscapes, endless highland grasslands, and mountain ranges covered with snow year-round. Livestock such as yaks play an important role in daily life, providing milk, meat, and transportation across rugged terrain. Tibetan culture is deeply influenced by Vajrayana Buddhism. Colorful prayer flags fly over mountain passes, carrying wishes for peace on the wind. Ancient monasteries built on the mountainsides become spiritual centers, where people travel from far away on pilgrimage in search of inner calm. This harsh environment has shaped a way of life that is simple yet resilient. The adaptation of Tibetans shows the remarkable ability of human beings to survive and thrive in conditions that seem almost impossible. Hainan Island, the ultra-wealthy Hawaii of the East. There is an island where the weather stays warm year-round. The sea is crystal clear, and endless stretches of white sand make many people immediately think of Hawaii. Hainan Island sits at the southernmost tip of China and is considered the country's most famous resort destination, where tropical nature and modern development come together to create a setting that feels both relaxing and lively. Sanya is the largest tourism hub on Hainan Island, known for its upscale resorts stretching along the clear blue coastline. Because of its location near the tropics, Sanya is blessed with warm weather all year, with an average temperature of around 77 degrees Fahrenheit, rarely dropping too low even in winter. Thanks to its pleasant climate and abundant sunshine, it has become an ideal destination for those who want to enjoy the fresh ocean air and unwind amid beautiful natural scenery. Visitors can take part in outdoor activities such as swimming, diving, and exploring coral reefs. Beyond its famous beaches, Hainan also has vast tropical rainforests, waterfalls hidden among the mountains, and many nature reserves with major ecological value. The ecosystem here thrives because of the region's hot and humid tropical climate, creating favorable conditions for thousands of plant and animal species to live. All of this comes together to form a raw and beautiful natural landscape that strongly reflects the character of the tropics. In recent years, Hainan has become China's largest free trade zone, attracting many international brands and turning the island into a major duty-free shopping destination. The combination of resort tourism and economic growth has made this island one of the most dynamic areas in southern China. Hainan offers a sense of balance between nature and modern convenience, where visitors can enjoy the blue sea during the day and experience vibrant city life at night. Its stable climate and coastal scenery make it a standout destination for beach tourism in Asia. Traditional dragon boats, an ancient ritual preserved for thousands of years. The Dragon Boat Festival is one of China's oldest rituals, rooted in the story of Qu Yuan, a poet who lived during the Warring States period and was known for his loyalty and deep patriotism, yet had to witness his country fall into division and constant war. According to legend, when he threw himself into the river in despair over the state of the nation, local people rowed their boats into the water to search for him and protect his body from fish. They struck the water with their paddles to drive the fish away and threw rice into the river as a way of honoring him. Today, the Dragon Boat Festival is held in many different regions, with long boats carved with colorful dragon heads that symbolize strength, unity, and the determination to overcome hardship. The rowing teams must move in perfect coordination to reach maximum speed, creating an exciting scene that still carries deep traditional meaning. The sound of drums keeps the rhythm for the rowers, creating a connection between sport and ancient ritual. This is not just a race, but also a symbol of unity and respect for tradition. The technique of building dragon boats requires a careful balance of weight, length, and stability on the water. Beyond its athletic value, the Dragon Boat Festival also helps preserve traditional cultural activities and creates opportunities for connection between generations. Over time, this event has become part of the intangible cultural heritage that many countries work to preserve. The steady paddling rhythm and collective coordination reflect the relationship between people and the river environment, where nature and culture exist together within a stable system. Mount Emei, a sacred Buddhist site in China. Mount Emei is located in Sichuan province and is one of the 4 most important sacred Buddhist mountains in China, known for its diverse natural scenery and its long-standing system of ancient temples. The terrain changes with elevation, from dense subtropical forests at the foot of the mountain to seas of clouds near the summit. The combination of high peaks, deep forests, and humid weather creates a rich habitat for many endemic plant and animal species. Ancient stone paths pass through thick forests and temples set along the mountainside, reflecting the long connection between nature and spiritual life. The architecture on Mount Emei was built to adapt to the steep terrain, creating a sense of harmony with the surrounding environment. Many religious structures that have existed for hundreds of years are still preserved today, helping highlight the cultural value of the area. According to Buddhist legend, Mount Emei is the place where Samantabhadra Bodhisattva practiced, a symbol of wisdom and compassion. In the past, people believed that making a pilgrimage up the mountain helped purify the mind and guide a person toward inner balance. One remarkable natural phenomenon often mentioned here is the Buddha's light, when sunlight passes through mist and creates a multicolored halo around the shadow of a person standing at a high point, adding even more mystery to the mountain. The changing mist, light, and temperature create different landscapes in every season. The preservation of the old-growth forest helps maintain ecological balance and protect the species living in the area. With its blend of nature, history, and belief, Mount Emei has become one of the most representative landmarks, showing the harmony between natural scenery and long-standing cultural values. Sayram Lake, the highest and largest alpine lake in Xinjiang. Located at an elevation of more than 6,560 feet above sea level, Sayram Lake is considered one of the largest and most stable alpine lakes in the Xinjiang region. According to legend, this place is tied to a tragic love story. In a world filled with wonder, there was a young couple deeply in love. But fate did not smile on them when the beauty of the young woman caught the eye of a cruel demon. Driven by endless greed, the monster decided to kidnap her and force her to become his wife. In despair, she tried to escape, but was captured again. Faced with the prospect of living with the demon, she chose to end her life by throwing herself into a deep chasm, showing her unwavering love for her beloved. When the young man heard the terrible news, he could not bear the pain of losing her and jumped after her into the abyss. Their tears, filled with sorrow, merged together and became Sayram Lake, a place said to hold their eternal love. Today, Sayram Lake appears as a vast body of water in the middle of an open grassland, reflecting the blue sky and the snow-covered mountains in the distance. The climate here changes clearly with the seasons, creating different shades of natural beauty, from green grasslands in spring to snow-covered scenery in winter. From a geological perspective, the lake was formed by tectonic activity in the Earth's crust, combined with the accumulation of glacial meltwater over thousands of years. Because it is located in an area that has seen little impact from urbanization, the environment around the lake has remained in a natural state. Around the lake, traditional livestock herding communities still live and use the seasonal grasslands to support their herds. The presence of people here clearly reflects how nomadic cultures have adapted to the cold, dry climate of the inland Eurasian region over many generations. Sayram Lake is a striking example of the diverse beauty of Central Asian nature, where high mountains, grasslands, and open water exist together in a vast, untouched, and deeply captivating landscape. The Temple of Heaven, the mystery of the King's Sky, sacrificial altar for more than 600 years. Located in Beijing, the Temple of Heaven is a ceremonial architectural complex built in the early 15th century during the Ming dynasty, and it continued to be used through the reigns of many Qing emperors. It is not simply a religious structure or a palace, but also a place deeply tied to political thought, the mandate of heaven, and the profound beliefs of ancient Chinese emperors. The entire complex was designed according to geometric principles, symbolizing the connection between heaven and earth. The circle represents the sky, while the square represents the earth, reflecting how people in the past envisioned the universe. The most striking structures in the complex are the multi-tiered buildings with deep blue glazed tile roofs, a color symbolizing the sky, giving them an appearance that is both majestic and graceful. Within the vast open space, the halls stand in balanced harmony, surrounded by long-standing ancient trees that give the entire area a solemn and quiet atmosphere. The precision in proportion, layout, and symmetry reveals the highly advanced design and construction techniques of China's imperial dynasties. Materials such as white marble, large timber, and glazed roof tiles not only enhance the beauty of the site, but also help the structures endure through many centuries. The altar grounds were built to serve rituals of worshipping heaven and praying for good harvests, among the most important ceremonies in traditional agricultural society. Each year, the emperor would come here to offer sacrifices and pray for favorable weather, abundant crops, and peace and stability for the nation. This shows that agriculture once held a central role in the life and beliefs of society at that time. Through the solemn ceremonies held here, people expressed their desire to live in harmony with nature, while also placing their hopes in long-term stability and prosperity. Today, the Temple of Heaven has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site and has become one of Beijing's most prominent cultural symbols. Feng Shui, the invisible code between Earth's breath and humans. In the Chinese worldview, Feng Shui isn't superstition. It's an ancient science of energy flow, an art of arranging space for perfect harmony between people and nature. Feng means wind, representing moving energy, and Shui means water, representing life sources and wealth accumulation. The philosophy of heaven-earth human unity, where every structure from grand palaces to small homes in alleys is calculated according to the laws of the 5 elements and 8 trigrams. People believe a site's terrain or a door's direction can determine a family's rise or fall because it's how we receive the flow of qi, the invisible but powerful energy operating throughout the universe. Feng Shui is its subtle presence in architectural wonders, like the Forbidden City's winding Golden Water River or Suzhou Gardens, arranged to gather energy and generate fortune. There's a story that ancient geomancers would spend years observing mountains and rivers to find the Dragon Vein, where the essence of heaven and earth converges, bringing lasting prosperity to those who dwell there. Feng Shui culture is a journey decoding familiar symbols, like bagua mirrors, Pingxi statues, or intentional interior arrangements, where every detail aims to neutralize bad energy and invite good fortune. This is an experience that promises to completely change how you view your surroundings. They're not just lifeless objects, but a living ecosystem where people learn to lean on and merge with the Earth's heartbeat to find lasting peace and prosperity. The Longji Terraced Fields, home to rice terraces, more than 2,300 years old. The Longji Terraced Fields are located in the mountainous region of Guangxi and are one of the most famous natural wonders in China. Layer after layer of terraces rises from the foot of the mountain to near the summit, following the natural curves of the land and creating a landscape that feels both graceful and enduring. What makes this place special is not only its visual beauty, but also its great age. The first farming systems here were established more than 2,300 years ago. Because of that, each terrace in Longji is not just a rice field, but also a layer of memory shaped by labor, adaptation, and survival. Steep mountain terrain is naturally unfavorable for farming, but for that very reason, local people developed a way of cultivation suited to the mountainsides, creating terraces to hold water, preserve soil, and expand farmland. From one generation to the next, the slopes were gradually transformed, each terrace built with care, and each water channel planned so that water could flow through the entire field system. As a result, Longji became a clear example of how people adjusted their lives to nature rather than fighting against it. The beauty of Longji changes clearly with the seasons, and that is why this landscape carries a different character throughout the year. In spring, water fills the newly plowed terraces, turning the mountainsides into a giant system of layered mirrors reflecting the sky. By summer, the rice plants are growing, and shades of green spread across the hills, making the entire mountain region feel cool and full of life. Fall is the most striking season, when the ripe rice turns golden and the terraces glow under the sun, forming warm bands of color that stretch all the way to the horizon. In winter, when mist and a light dusting of snow cover the land, the whole place seems to sink into the clouds, so beautiful that it can feel as if you are no longer standing in the human world, but in some heavenly place. Longji is also closely tied to the lives of the ethnic communities that have lived in these mountains for generations. Wooden stilt houses, seasonal routines, traditional clothing, and long-standing farming customs still remain within the terraced landscape, making this place not only an agricultural wonder, but also a living cultural space that continues to evolve. It is this combination of nature, history, and local rhythm of life that gives Longji its rare value, where farming itself also creates the distinctive beauty and cultural character of the mountains of southern China. Chongqing, the most complex transportation city in the world. Chongqing stands at the meeting point of the Yangtze River and the Jiuzhaigou River, where hilly terrain has created a multi-layered urban structure. Roads can be stacked on top of each other in multiple levels. Overpasses connect elevated districts, and trains run straight through residential buildings, creating a scene that many first-time visitors find hard to believe. One of Chongqing's most famous images is Lijiang Station, where a rail line passes through the middle floors of a residential building. This structure not only shows impressive engineering skill, but also reflects how the city makes use of limited space to serve millions of residents. At night, lights from thousands of buildings reflect on the river, creating a brilliant view that often leads Chongqing to be compared to the futuristic cities seen in science fiction films. The city's frequent fog also makes the lights appear softer and more dreamlike. Beyond its architecture, Chongqing is also famous for its bold, spicy food culture, especially Sichuan hot pot. The humid climate has made spicy dishes a familiar part of daily life. The development of Chongqing shows how people can adapt to natural terrain instead of completely reshaping the surrounding environment. A journey to Chongqing will be an unforgettable experience for anyone who loves travel and exploration. From magnificent natural scenery and distinctive traditional culture to the vibrant pace of modern life, this place offers visitors many memorable emotions. If you are looking for a destination that carries both historical depth and the energy of a new era, then Chongqing, China is certainly an ideal choice for your next trip. Tea culture, the ritual of stillness and human connection. In China, tea isn't just a drink. It's a whole philosophy, a bridge between people and nature, and between people themselves. From the lush green tea hills of Zhejiang to the aged pu'er tea cakes of Yunnan, every sip holds the flavor of earth, sky, and time. The most distinctive feature of Chinese tea culture is the meticulous process of gongfu tea, where water temperature, the material of the purple clay teapot, and steeping time all have to reach perfect balance to awaken the soul of the tea leaves. What makes tea culture so captivating is its philosophy of slow living. People believe drinking tea calms the mind. In the rising steam, the noise of the modern world fades away, making room for deep, sincere conversations. There's a story that ancient tea masters would choose spring water from high mountain peaks or melted snow from plum blossoms to brew tea, because they believed only pure water could fully reveal the true character of the tea. Exploring tea culture is a journey in learning to listen to your own breathing, where hospitality shows through a cup offered with full sincerity, promising a soul connection that's rare anywhere else. This isn't just an elegant pastime. It's how the Chinese find inner peace amid life's endless changes. Shenzhen, one of the most modern cities in China. Shenzhen is located in Guangdong Province, near the Pearl River estuary, where it was once a small fishing village before becoming one of the world's largest technology hubs. Today, Shenzhen is home to the headquarters of many major tech companies, with a modern transportation system and advanced infrastructure. Skyscrapers with creative designs shape a skyline with a strong, futuristic style. Its location near international shipping routes creates favorable conditions for trade. If visitors ever have the chance to set foot in Shenzhen, they should not miss the opportunity to explore splendid China, a place that brings together the cultural treasures of this billion-person nation. Covering about 74 acres, This unique park recreates famous landscapes and cultural heritage sites from every region of the country. In addition, Shenzhen Safari Park is an ideal destination for those who want to explore a diverse and fascinating animal world. With its vast grounds designed to simulate natural habitats, visitors have the chance to see rare animals up close. Or visitors can discover the cultural diversity of China at the Chinese Folk Culture Village. With its large grounds and 24 house complexes featuring the distinctive architecture of each ethnic group, this place feels like a living museum, vividly recreating the lifestyles and customs of people from different regions. In particular, Shenzhen's food scene is a refined blend of flavors from across China, from the bold heat of Sichuan cuisine to the light and delicate taste of Cantonese cooking. As a young and dynamic city, Shenzhen offers everything from street food to fine dining, promising to satisfy every serious food lover. And of course, Shenzhen is best known for its dynamic startup ecosystem, where many technology ideas are developed and applied to everyday life. The combination of creativity, investment, and open policy has made Shenzhen one of the world's most important centers of innovation. With its mild climate, clean scenery, and modern infrastructure, Shenzhen is an ideal year-round travel destination, suited both for those who enjoy exploring energetic urban life and for those who want to enjoy blue seas and relaxing spaces right in the heart of a future-focused tech city. Lijiang Ancient Town, a UNESCO-recognized World Cultural Heritage Site. Hidden at the foot of Jade Dragon's Snow Mountain, Lijiang is one of the rare ancient cities where a network of waterways became the central element of its urban planning. Streams of melted glacial water from the high mountains flow through narrow streets and weave between traditional wooden houses, creating a living space where nature and architecture blend into a unified whole. The gentle sound of running water has become a familiar part of everyday life, helping give the city its own unique rhythm. Lijiang has a history of more than 800 years and was once an important trading stop on the ancient Tea-Horse Road, a trade route linking southwestern China with Tibet and Southeast Asia. This geographic position turned the city into a cultural crossroads for many ethnic communities, especially the Naxi people. The architecture here reflects adaptation to the terrain and mountain climate, with sloped roofs that allow rainwater to drain quickly and water channels designed to help prevent fires. Narrow stone-paved roads connect residential areas to the central square, where cultural and commercial activities once took place in a lively atmosphere. Many structures still retain traditional materials, such as wood and stone, showing construction techniques suited to the local environment. Lijiang was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its historical value, architecture, and distinctive hydrological system. The existence of Lijiang shows how people in the past built a living environment in harmony with nature, using water not only for daily life, but also as part of the city's aesthetic structure. Bia Sha Miao Village, the last place in China where gun use is still freely preserved under tradition. Hidden among the mountains of Guizhou province, Bia Sha village preserves one of the most distinctive traditions of the Miao people. It is one of the rare communities in China allowed to maintain the tradition of using hunting guns under customary regulations, reflecting part of a long history tied to survival in the mountains. In the past, guns were not only hunting tools, but also symbols of manhood within the community. When a boy came of age, a special ceremony would be held to mark the transition of his role and responsibilities in traditional society. The clothing of the Bia Sha Miao has its own distinct features, with traditionally shaved hairstyles and dark-colored garments decorated in a simple style. Cultural rituals are often accompanied by music and ancient dances, reflecting the rich spiritual life of the community. The village lies among green mountain forests, where wooden houses built in the traditional style create a living space closely connected to nature. Life here moves at a slow pace, with many customs still preserved through generations. Today, gun use in Bia Sha is managed under specific regulations and carries more cultural meaning than a hunting purpose. This helps preserve tradition while still ensuring safety and compliance with modern law. Bia Sha has become a rare example of how a community can preserve its distinct identity in the context of rapidly changing society. The village's continued existence reflects the importance of preserving traditional culture in an increasingly modernized world. Lantern Night in Pingxi, when the sky turns into a river of light. On the night of the first full moon of the lunar year, the first full moon of the new year, many cities across China simultaneously light thousands of red lanterns. This is the Lantern Festival, Yuanzhaoji, a traditional event marking the end of the Lunar New Year celebrations and the official start of the New Year's routine. After this day, the taboos of the early year are gradually set aside, New Year decorations are taken down, and all activities return to normal. The festival has a long history, often traced back to the Eastern Han Dynasty, when the imperial court encouraged lighting lamps on the night of the full moon to honor Buddha. Over centuries, that ritual merged with folk beliefs and became a widespread community festival. The light of the lanterns symbolizes hope and new beginnings. The red color represents luck, while the round shape of the moon and the yuanxiao, or tangyuan dumplings, evoke family reunions. During the festival night, people stroll through streets lined with lanterns, participate in solving riddles written on them, lantern riddles, and enjoy lion and dragon dances along with other folk performances. Pingyao Ancient Town, the oldest ancient city in China. Pingyao Ancient Town is an ancient city in China that has preserved almost its entire layout from the Ming and Qing periods, creating the feeling of stepping into the world of centuries past, where every street and every wall still carries the marks of history. The ancient city is located in Shanxi province, was built more than 2,700 years ago, and is still enclosed by a city wall stretching about 3.7 miles. The tall walls, fortified gates, and watchtowers positioned at strategic points once played an important role in protecting residents from war and social unrest. This defensive architecture reflects the advanced level of construction and urban planning that developed early in the region. Inside the ancient city, narrow stone-paved streets lead to traditional courtyard homes. The architecture here often follows a balanced layout, with a central courtyard that helps light and fresh air circulate naturally. Old wooden shops with calligraphy signboards have been preserved, creating a distinctive nostalgic atmosphere. Walking through these streets, many people feel as though they are traveling back in time to a distant historical era. Pingyao was once an important financial center in Chinese history. In the 19th century, early forms of banking appeared here and played a major role in the development of trade along important commercial routes. That economic growth helped shape the distinctive architecture and urban scale of the ancient city. Some folk stories say that the layout of Pingyao was designed according to Feng Shui principles, modeled after the shape of a turtle, a symbol of endurance and longevity. Although symbolic in nature, this belief shows how people in the past valued harmony between architecture and the natural world. Today, Pingyao is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for preserving its ancient urban structure almost intact, allowing later generations to directly observe the image of a traditional city that has endured through many centuries. As we wrap up this journey through China's breathtaking landscapes, ancient heritage, and remarkable cultural symbols, we have explored a China with a truly distinctive appeal. We hope the images and stories shared have enriched your understanding and inspired you to one day discover the extraordinary beauty of these fascinating places for yourself. If you enjoyed this journey, please like the video and share in the comments which place in China impressed you the most, or which one you would want to explore first. And if you would like to keep joining us on future journeys to discover more breathtaking, mysterious, and culturally rich destinations around the world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the adventures ahead.